Hope everyone is feeling good today, guys. Gavin the Grinch is going viral again. This time for his out of control gas prices to getting put into a lock by none other than Nicki Minaj. And yes, this is an actual photo that Nicki shared. And I don't know if you guys caught this, but Gavin Newsom actually has a new title and some new merch. Look at this: most useless governor in America, showing Gavin Newsom as the Grinch, also known as Mugga. All right, that is the name of this a long sleeve, which I think is just great. It's also going to make a whole lot of sense. If you don't believe it now, it'll make sense by the end of the video. So we got a lot to talk about. So let's just dive right in. Welcome back to the Adam C. Moreno Show. Please like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and let's dive right in. Starting with this, look at what I just saw from Mike Netter. He says California drivers pay the highest prices in the nation, not because of big oil, but because Democrats wanted it that way. They did this, and you pay for it every single day. And this is true. California has the highest gas prices in the nation. It's even more than Hawaii, which I think is just really, really absurd. Look at what Steve Hilton, who's running for governor, he is a Republican candidate who's leading the polls right now. He says, when I'm governor, we will end the Democrats' cruel and destructive climate crusade so we can have $3 gas in California. And look at this. He actually includes a plan, which actually really, really do appreciate. Check this out. It's his website, stevehiltongovernor.com. And if you scroll down, there is actually a lot of details here. Again, it's not just a talking point. It's not just on Fox News or CNN talking about his great ideas. He actually has a really strong strategic plan, and he has a place to keep him accountable. Look at this timeline. Day one, executive actions to suspend LCFS and begin regulatory reform. And after month one, audit of gas tax spending and procurement reform. And month three, streamlined permitting for oil production. And after 1 year, full implementation of $3 gas plan. So I thought this was great. The choice is clear: $9 gas versus $3 gas, which is the point that he ends up making throughout this post, saying that if you continue to allow these destructive Democratic policies to skyrocket, that's what the future looks like for gas prices in 2028 and forward, right? Because again, this is just the beginning. So if you don't want that, Steve Hilton, he has a plan for you. So I thought that was great. And now look at this. Recently, Gavin Newsom went viral because of the poly market predictions, suggesting that he is very, very likely to be the Democratic presidential nominee in 2028. His odds right now are about 36%. And someone quote tweeted this, and it just took off. They write, Newsom took $26 billion and reduced homelessness from 35,000 to 175,000. His plan to end homelessness in 10 years celebrated its 20th anniversary this year. His homeless council can't account for where $20 billion went. California now has the highest gas taxes and state income taxes. The poverty rate increased under his watch. He exemplifies the perfect Democrat, always failing upwards. The bigger the failure, the bigger the reward. I really couldn't have said it better myself. The great tragedy would be that if Gavin Newsom were to destroy California, and his promotion would be to destroy America, which it really is what Polymarket is suggesting here with this question, saying, is America ready for President Newsom? If you were to ask me, my answer is no, but I would love to ask you how you would feel about President Newsom. It feels nasty for it to come out of my mouth. But now here is Steve Hilton, hopefully a good replacement of Governor Newsom. He writes, highest unemployment rate, highest poverty rate, 50th out of 50 states for affordability. Gavin Newsom is Muga, the most useless governor in America. Check this out. Here he is talking about it at a camp event. I thought this was hilarious.
Just in time for the holidays, just in time for Gavin Newsom to ruin your Christmas, we have Mugger t-shirts. Here we are. Most useless governor in America, Grinch t-shirts. All in a good cause. You can buy them over there. And to really cheer up your Christmas tree, we have Mugger Christmas tree ornaments available for purchase.
I love it. If you guys have seen Gavin Newsom's campaign store lately, he does nothing but attacking President Trump. Obviously, he wants to take the national stage. That's what he's focused on. But if you actually do want to support Steve Hilton and you want to get a shirt out of it as well, you know what? $45 for a long sleeve doesn't seem like that bad of a deal. And I just thought that was hilarious and I wanted to share it. But you know what? Gavin Newsom has worse things coming to him because he wanted the national stage. And guess what? He has it right now on prime time. Jesse Waters just attacks him for a minute straight. He spits nothing but facts. It is the best thing I've seen all day.
You are right that in the primary, this is a winner. But in the general, you get slaughtered because 62% of the American people do not want health care for illegal aliens. 71% of independents do not want health care for illegal aliens for so many reasons. One, financially, it's ridiculous. Also, ethically, you can't say for people that are struggling to pay their own health insurance that you have to pay for a foreigner's health insurance. Also, it's corrupt. Because what are you doing? You're just shoveling money to rich insurance companies. And it's illogical because what you're doing is incentivizing foreigners to come here and get free stuff. Gavin will argue that it's compassionate, but it's not compassionate to the American people. It's actually disrespectful to the American people. You look at this guy, the only thing he has going for him is he looks presidential. Other than that, it's terrible. If you want to hire an actor, go ahead. I mean, Reagan was an actor, but at least he had vision. Every time this guy opens his mouth, he looks like he's trying to wiggle out of trouble. And I know that because I spent my whole life wiggling out of trouble.
I think the biggest red flag that I see in Gavin Newsom is really that he never stops moving his hands. I'm someone who speaks with my hands very often. If you were to see the full, video right now of my camera, you would see that I do move my hands often. But what I see from Gavin Newsom is genuinely psychotic. My guy is so weird. It's almost like he has no control over his limbs. It is just strange. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. But Gavin Newsom was also on a podcast with the New York Times, and I thought what he was saying was interesting because I do agree with a lot of it, which sounds strange, but watch this. I'll play 30 seconds of it and then I will explain my opinion.
We have a formula for success. I mean, California's success is not an accident. It's by design. I mean, we have 18% of the world's R&D. We invest in that. Billions and billions of those tax dollars go back into R&D tax credits. The UC system. I mean, how many more engineers, scientists, more Nobel laureates do we need? We have 13,700 active patents in the UC system. Well, those ecosystems have created these trillion-dollar companies, $4 trillion companies, created and minted these billionaires that are complaining about California. That's the benefits that we have provided for these companies have laid the.
Okay, Gavin Newsom is completely correct in the fact that California has created a lot of these things. It's true, 18% of the world's R&D. It's true, 13,000 active patents and UC systems. Sure, most Fortune 500 companies, of course. But guys, none of that has anything to do with Gavin Newsom. He didn't contribute to any of that. All that was true before Gavin Newsom. All that was true before he took office. And now he wants to take credit for it. And I think that is just so corrupt. He is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Do not fall for it. Someone else quote tweeted this, Kevin Dowling. He says, California's failure is not an accident. It's by design. $24 billion wasted on homelessness, $100 billion on a train to nowhere, $5 billion on missing water storage, $10 billion on illegal immigrant healthcare, $16 billion budget deficit. Gavin Newsom fails in every single category across the board. Wow. It is, you can't argue with this. Okay. You can't argue with facts. And unlike the other things that Gavin Newsom was trying to take credit for, Gavin Newsom is entirely responsible for all of this. This happened under his watch, under his command, under his policies. And if that wasn't bad enough, Gavin Newsom is also getting roasted, not just by people who are engaged in California politics and national politics. He is also getting completely turned around by Nicki Minaj. Look at this. She posted that this morning saying hashtag free Christians. She has Gavin Newsom here in a leg chokehold. It is just hilarious. And it's also showing Gavin Newsom in a, I think you know what this is. All right. It is just not Good. And she's actually tweeted a lot about Gavin Newsom today. Look at what she writes. At 8:55 this morning, she writes, "Looks like there's some new scum on my timeline." My goodness, it is hard to believe that this is actually Nicki Minaj. She has just gone full, just America first, anti Gavin, and it is so interesting. Look, again, she writes, "Thanks, Bobby. I agree. The good guys." And it is with a picture of Gavin Newsom behind bars. And if you've seen what Gavin Newsom has been promoting recently on his Governor Newsom account, you'd see that he's posting some very, very strange content. So none of this is just out of the question because Gavin actually posted a video showing, let me show this actually. Here it is. So if you're wondering that this it might be out of the question, showing Gavin Newsom behind bars, look at what Gavin Newsom just tweeted out from his official account. It shows President Trump, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, and Stephen Miller locked or arrested and behind a police vehicle. It is an 18-second clip. Look at that. That it is cuffing season, and this is obviously AI generated, but nonetheless, people are assuming that this means that if Gavin Newsom were to be elected in 2028, he would completely try to undo everything that President Trump has done and also seek revenge. And what could that revenge look like? Well, it could look exactly like this. People could end up in prison. But Nicki Minaj is also not just talking about Gavin Newsom. She's also posting some Bible verses saying, "Thus saith the Lord." Look at this, showing some scripture, right? So she's not just obsessed with Gavin Newsom and being America first. She's also moved by her faith and Christian conviction. But something else that I wanted to share that I thought was genuinely great. I saw this from Secretary Rollins talking about Walmart and some major change that they are making to their in-house food product line, which is known as Great Value. I'm sure you've seen it at the store. They are changing ingredients, they're changing the flavors, they are removing harmful chemicals and really embracing this idea of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., our Secretary of HHS's, which is to make America healthy again. And I thought this was phenomenal. Check this out. You will not be disappointed.
So the nation's biggest retailer embracing the Maha movement, Walmart, currently working on making its store brand food free of food dyes and 30 other ingredients. From Bentonville, Arkansas, the headquarters for Walmart, Fox Business's Kelly Saberi is looking at that. What'd you find out, Kelly?
Hi, Bill. Welcome to Walmart's Culinary Innovation Center. This new building is 23,000 square feet where food scientists, chefs, and people like you and me taste test these foods. Now, this is a massive undertaking as the nation's biggest grocer, and each of these products has its own unique challenges. Take candy, for example. Not only are they taking out the colors of the original product, but they're also working out both the taste and texture, which we know is equally as important. And it's one of their top selling categories. So let's take the sour worms, for example. They have titanium dioxide in them, and now they'll take that out, which removes that pop of neon. New versions use things like spirulina and turmeric for the color. And if you can believe it, I think the new version actually tastes better than the original. So I asked, how will Walmart, such a big company present in 9 out of 10 homes, change the way Americans eat? They tell me their decisions are dictated by the consumer, not the other way around.
Customers are turning over that package, that bag, or looking digitally at those ingredients more than they ever have. More than half of the customers are actually very in tune and looking at those ingredient labels. And they wanted simplicity, they wanted transparency, and they wanted things they could pronounce and that they understood.
The part that I found most fascinating is the idea that they're aiming to keep their costs exactly the same. 70% of their portfolio is priced under $5. And all of this feels especially important as we round out the holidays this month. There's so many things that we need to entertain. And right now, 90% of their fleet of products already has this dye-free promise. Now, what's going to happen with the rest of the products? By January of 2027, Walmart says they will have this promise finished and ready for their consumers.
Oh, okay. All right. Changing times indeed. Thank you. Good to have you there. Thank you, Kelly. Walmart there in Arkansas. Thanks.
Come on. Is that not incredible? And I think every time I see something like this, I always feel that RFK Jr. is simply being in the position that he is in, him leading HHS and living the lifestyle that he does and having the support that he does, that actually has phenomenally changed American consumer culture. They talk about how, oh, we're making these changes because the consumers have actually made changes in how they purchase products. And why do they make those changes? If you were to ask me, I think it's actually because of the leadership from Washington, D.C., because they see someone like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. actually taking steps in this more healthy direction. They see someone in his 70s look just completely ripped without a shirt and just doing a bunch of pull-ups at an airport, and they're like, you know what, maybe I gotta step it up, maybe I gotta make some healthier decisions. Maybe that means going to the gym, maybe that means making more cautious decisions as they're at the store, like Walmart, Target. So to see Walmart actually embracing that consumer change and to be able to keep prices low as we're also in the middle of an affordability crisis, it makes me smile. It really does. But I'd love to know what you think about all this, from Gavin Newsom to Walmart, because although Gavin Newsom isn't making me smile, Walmart certainly is. But tell me what you think about all this. And if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, turn on the bell, and I will see you all next time. And since you know what I'm going to say already, let me pull up this photo once again. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. And let me know what you think about this shirt. And also tell me what you think about Jim Carrey's Grinch movie. Is it a winner, or you didn't really feel it? You tell me in the comment section. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time. Episode's over already? Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.